Alrighty. Hello everybody, hello Big Bag Game-A-Thon friendos. Welcome, welcome. Hope you enjoyed the marathon so far. There's been a lot of really good runs and more to come. First off, we're gonna do some tiny tunes here. I'm Janglestorm and I'm gonna show off this, in this case, unlicensed Genesis game. I seem to be doing a couple of those, and yeah, this is a unlicensed Genesis game of Tiny Toon Adventures 3. So in case you're wondering, there aren't that many games of Tiny Toons that have a 3 attached to it. This is one of the few exceptions, and well, it being unlicensed, it does add a lot to the universe that was already there. So but before I start the run, I'm gonna go back to the menu and show you what it's about. It's gonna be some deep lore. So, also, good faces, pop material here. It's almost a real game, yeah, you'll see. Anyway, so let's go into this brief introduction to game story, because there's a group of devoting peace animals live happily in a imaginable island. One day, comma. Oh no, things happen. Prince of Darkness arrests some of the animals who won't compromise his dictatorial regime to govern the imaginable island. Yeah, it's starting to go places. But then, the cleverest animal among the island, Buster, I don't know who Buster is, a Rabbit Clever, comes out to fight with Prince of Darkness for justice to rescue. So yeah, it's the good old revenge story, you know, Rabbit Clever here, biting on a carrot, and he's gonna save us. So, how does that work? Well, let's just go into the game. In 3, 2, 1, go! Yeah, who the heck is Buster? We have Rabbit Clever here. He's here in this platformer. It's just like with many other Tiny Toons games that are platformers. This one has some nice visuals going for it. So you wonder, okay, what does make this game so jank? There is one answer, and that's the controls. So if you're deciding to try this game, you'll find that the controls are very wonky, especially if you try to run and then jump, because a lot of your jump inputs will get eaten. So yeah, that's one of the things that you're trying to get around, and it will cause you to die quite a bit. So in the meantime, you have all these enemies. You have these hearts that you can pick up. You start off with 3 health, and of course if you run out of health, you'll die, so you will have to do some health management here and there. Also, there's these coins. We're trying to pick up as few as possible, and you'll see later why. And yeah, these animals, by the way, they're the funny thing is, you try to jump on them, but the hitboxes aren't always consistent, so sometimes it seems like you're actually jumping on them, but they actually will still hit you, which is kind of random, but so it goes. We have these trash cans, so you can use those to clear entire well, screens of enemies, so that's pretty nice. We do that sometimes, it's a speed trap. Here's our first boss. This is actually inspired by Donkey Kong, believe it or not. Looks close enough, right? So the main strategy is to wait for a certain moment and then start jumping on him. So we do that a couple of times. Easy work. And then we got the score screen where you can see how everything counts down really, and especially the coins that tends to take a long time. So, oh yeah, also bounce. For those who loved Hardhead, here's more bounce. Oh, yeah, also these big coins, they actually give you a bit of invincibility for exactly 1 enemy, so you get hit by one and you will not get damaged by it at all. Yeah, all the bounce. There's a bounce here. Yeah, there's so many various enemies here. So I was actually thinking about how do you best describe them, and well, I actually went through my commentary notes the other day, and I realized that whilst I was trying to clean them up last time around, I actually forgot to remove one line from the general notes, and that line said, "Animals are, dot." So, and I found and that made me laugh, so I found it really fitting. So yeah, in this game, animals are, dot. Truthfully though, there's quite a few enemies that are taken from other games. You'll see that later as well. I'm not going to spoil too much, but yeah, you saw Donkey Kong there. Supposedly there's also one enemy that's inspired by, inspired by Pokemon, which was actually developed around the same time that this came out. This was from '96, actually, so these boxing kangaroos can be a thing too. you wind up trying to play it safe and still they tend to get to you. It's weird. Call him W, die. Oh yeah, spider warning, by the way. This is the worst boss in the game because it can go horribly wrong, as you can possibly see here. Because there's another spider that you barely see from there, who's sending off these winds, this wind attack. I have no idea how this is related to spiders, but they're pretty strong. They stun you, and this spider will get to you like in no time. So yeah, you will have to watch out for that. And see. Okay, it was close, but there we go. This fight can go horribly wrong, so this was relatively okay. Yeah, you have no idea, but wind spiders are a very good game enemy. Oh yeah, by the way, Chad, do you recognize this game? And why do you think it's Super Mario World? Yeah, so we're certainly here. There's like 2 levels that are directly inspired by SMW. Although for some very specific enemies. Although you'll see later, there's some that are actually from that same game. So it's almost like an actual Super Mario World game. Huh? What a crossover! It's like Super Mario World, but on the Amiga. Actually, if you would add more gradients, then that would complete the picture. I think that would be great. That would be great. Yeah, I get these varying backgrounds. Like I said, the visuals are pretty nice. So you would almost think like, hey, this is almost a good game. But you play it and then you find out that the controls are really jank. I do a lot of wiggling in order to set up for certain jumps, because sometimes just the running jumps doing that doesn't work out as well. So I try to kind of work around it and hopefully set up for a better buffer of sorts, I guess. But yeah, sometimes you can actually run and jump in the same just hold right and jump, and you can set up for some nice patterns here and there. Right, this is the 3rd boss here. So according to my notes and according to Bootleg Wiki, which has been my main source of information here, this is supposed to be inspired or based on one of the Koopa kits. So also another SMW thing here. You tell me though. The drummer is really slamming the drum. Sure does, yeah. It's a Sonic Invincibility effect, but bad. Yeah, kinda. But yeah, here's some more. Here's some actual Koopas. Those shields, those shells, they actually hurt you. If you bounce them against the wall, they are functional. They hurt you. Make no mistake about that. And also, this level introduces you to these dropping platforms. There's a couple of places where you will be able to kind of figure them out eventually, but you still have to watch out for them. And yeah, especially there, on those tight spots. Was that an off-screen kill? Huh, interesting. I've never seen it before. But yeah, I love these smaller platforms. It's really hard to do running jumps off of them, so I try to kind of adjust there. Super Toon Mari for the CDI. Perfect. See, yeah, I'm just taking this real slow here. And I occasionally grab this health for safety, really. There's some really well-placed trash cans here. I was actually at some point thinking, oh, what if you would make a category called all trash cans or something, that you would actually open up all of them, because the peace animals that they were referring to are in those trash cans, if I'm not mistaken. So you basically free all the animals. So that's a pretty, that would be a pretty nice goal, I think. Oh, these spikes, by the way, they're insta-kill. Don't fall into them. It's bad for you. This one was really close. Okay. Save the animals %, exactly. Okay, well, it's video games, so obviously there's a bee boss. This one is pretty easy. You have these smaller bees, but you can avoid them by standing underneath them. You can technically defeat them as well, and they will not reappear for the duration of the fight, but you can just do this and it will still be safe. Otherwise you have to jump over them, but this is the safest way. Okay, time for the final stage. Are you ready for some music? Because this is the only instance of music that I know that's actually stolen from somewhere else, or at least inspired by something. So this basically takes the basic motif from the Three Blind Mice, the nursery rhyme, and it does things to it. For instance, it does place it in this level full of floating platforms and fishes here. Saba ping a chat, by the way. And yeah, it can be a bit to navigate. I'm just trying to play pretty safe in general because it's, like I said, it's easy to fall down and lose your jump inputs and such. Did it misspell? Yeah, I mean, it's also misspelled bounce, honestly. I mean, as a hard-hat speedrunner, I don't know anything other than bounce, TBH. But yeah, there's quite a lot to unpack here. This level is less inspired by SMW. I have a feeling that in terms of visual style, it's almost more like Sonic in a way. But yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna play it a little bit safer. Sometimes I mean, at least those enemies aren't that big in terms of sprite that it's easier to, you know, miss the hitbox, but you never know with this game. It's still this wonderful journey into a licensed territory. I actually got to introduce to this through Jeff, who you may know as the Kusugrande GM. I actually got to know a couple of Genesis bootlegs thanks to him, so shout out to Jeff. And of course, I checked this out and I had to speedrun it because that's how it goes. Let's see, I think there's one more screen after this. I always keep forgetting how many screens each level has, but this game can't decide what property it wants to be. I mean, a lot of unlicensed games, they have this collection of stolen assets from various games. Also in terms of like the box art and such, because quite a few of these actually had some sort of release. This was actually released, well, it's not quite sure who it was released by, but supposedly it was released by this company named Gemtech, and only in Taiwan and South America. But the details aren't quite clear. What is quite clear, though, is that this is the final boss, who kind of looks like Bebop from TMNT, who's got a really cool haircut. The main strat here is to jump over these knives, which is actually pretty simple. You do a neutral jump and then head to the side where you still carry a lot of momentum, so you can easily skip those knives. And you have to do this a couple of times, and that'll be the end of the game. But yeah, as I was mentioning, the box art, if you check the box art, by the way, on the back there's a logo for some reason of another game that I speedrun, namely Mickey no Tokyo Disneyland Daiboken, which is completely different territory, but for some reason it's there. Oh yeah, actually it looks like Elf, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay, and that was time, by the way. It's over before you know it. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed all of this. So yeah, and it ends with this, all of the bosses that you heard, and this song that is extremely happy. You make up your mind about what that's about, but yeah, anyway, that big points. We got all the points and all the bounce, and yeah, and so I mean, games don't always need big endings. Sometimes it just ends. The game speaks for itself. I mean, I'm pretty sure this certainly spoke for itself in a certain way. We did beat up the bad guys, yeah, we sure did. All right, but yeah, that was this game in a nutshell. Very glad I got to show this off for all of you here at Big Bad Game-A-Thon. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this entry into the Tiny Toon Adventures canon. Clearly, this is very much a part of it, although somewhat unexpected, but yeah, there we go. I don't really have anything else, I think. Oh yeah, well, yeah, like I said, thanks again. If you want to see more speedruns, I do a variety of speedruns over on my channel. Feel free to check me out at twitch.tv/Janglestorm. I actually recently got a deathless run in this the other day. Was de-rushing, so that's pretty nice. And I'm working on some more stuff as well, so yeah. that's all for me. Enjoy the rest of this marathon. There's some other really cool games coming up, coming up next. So enjoy, and yeah, I'll see you around. I'm gonna throw it over to the host.